welcome back to the Main Event Sports Show. I'm your host, Haven Harrington. So good to be back. I know we took a little time off, but it was well worth it. Trust me, we got some things for 2022 that you guys will be excited about.
Remember that episode of Good Times with Ned the Wino when they took him and cleaned him up and he couldn't stop outside? That's how happy I am to be back on. To be back on. Man, I miss y'all so much. Oh my gosh, man. What is going on? What is going on? How y'all people doing out there, man? Welcome back.
Welcome. And we got a new main event in the house. My man Brian Trent right here.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, Brian. I'm William Wright, of course.
I appreciate y'all inviting me out.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to the main event.
Yeah, my man's here with Off the Walls podcast. Anything and everything you want to know about women's, but U of L's women's basketball specifically, that's the man right there. That's the man right there.
Oh, I got a real good question for him during the show today. Really good question, man. I can't wait to ask.
I got a couple of questions too. One about U of L's women, one about UK. We'll get into that.
There we go.
We won't get into that. But hey, before we get into anything, I'd like to thank our patrons for supporting the show. Thanks for everybody who signed up. They keep us on the air. They keep us going. We really appreciate you. If you want to become a patron of the show to help support Main Event Sports Show, it's very simple. Go to maineventsports101.com, click on Become a Patron, and you can support the show. It's that simple, man, because we can get better. We can expand. We can do more things. All we need is your support. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, man, go to our YouTube page. Main Event Sports Show on YouTube. It's easy. Subscribe to YouTube page. We have it. Subscribe to the Plug Network's YouTube page. More importantly, man, all sorts of great shows on there. You don't want to miss them. So subscribe to a Plug's YouTube page. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Man, let's get it cracking.
Let's get it cracking. There's a lot to talk about. But some of it we ain't gonna talk about because we don't want to hear none of that nonsense.
But we're
getting sick and tired. No, man, we're tired of listening.
You know what? Let's talk about it since you were on a U of L shirt anyway. So let's talk about it.
I am, but they gave it to me free. And I need to do my laundry.
It sounds like we're going to the men's basketball program.
We're not.
First.
Why?
Sounds like we're going to the men's basketball program.
Oh gosh, do we have to?
Yeah, we do. But here's the thing. Let's not talk about the team. Let's be honest. They suck.
Nah, look, listen. No. Because you know, and this is just me being fair. Because I listen, and I have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, consistent. I gotta be consistent.
Be consistent.
And you all know I'm a player and a coach's fan. You know, I follow players and certain coaches. And for me, coaching is where it all starts. And it's hard to tell. I'm not saying the team is great. I'm not saying that they're performing, but when your coaching is not there, you really can't tell. Because once you lose the locker room, once the coach has lost his team, any team, regardless of the level of talent,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
I mean, we saw this with the football team.
We saw it with the football team.
Once the team quit on Bobby and Bobby quit on the team.
There it is. It doesn't matter how good. So we
game.
can't necessarily say that they're a bad team or that they're crap. We can just say that they're not playing well right now.
Well, I would say this. They have talent on the team.
Of course.
They have more talent I believe, they have a lot more talent that their record should not be what it is. This should easily be a tournament team.
Well,
no problem with the talent they have.
And that's why I keep going back to the fact that, and I call it a fact because it's a fact. It starts with the coaching. It starts with the coaching, except for Golden State. It starts with the coaching because you can take whoever you want. They proved that when Steve Kerr was out sick, and Mike Brown, Luke Walton, everybody. It's like, who want to coach tonight? We're gonna win anyway. Anyway, that's a sidebar. But I don't necessarily want to put this off on the team because these are things that, first of all, the team couldn't control. You got these coaches out here doing these things that they're not supposed to be doing, causing all this controversy. We've seen where that leads the program in basketball and football. You're not going to get good results when that's going on. Can we focus on basketball? We're coming out of 2020 and 2021, one of the most historic years in historic lows for any program, countrywide, nationwide, the things that these players had to deal with. Give them a break, man. Let's focus on the sport instead of all this extra stuff that's taking them away from the court.
But when they get on the court, if you're talking about a team who dies by the three, it's this year's Louisville team. You can't play 5 out and nobody in and win a basketball game.
But we will try.
I agree.
We will try every week.
But it's common. Unfortunately, like you said, you either live by it or die by it. A lot of teams who are playing 3-ball are living by it, whereas the ones that are less consistent with their shooting are dying by it. And unfortunately, Louisville is falling on the other side of that spectrum.
Well, and we bring in Ross McMains to do this up-tempo offense, and then Chris Mack brings in a whole team that isn't athletic enough to run an up-tempo offense except for L. Ellis.
Yeah, that's listen.
There was a mismatch of skills. It's like, I don't know, it's almost like Chris Mack kind of panicked after last year after not making the tournament. And he was just like, I just got to do something to change everything up. I'm going to fire my best friend. I'm going to fire Luke Murray.
Why you say it like that? It's like they just a bunch of snakes. Like, I'm going to fire my best friend.
He did.
And again, like I said.
That's like what he did.
You know, like, I mean, fair
friend,
enough.
And his best friend tried to extort him.
But at the same time, before the show started, I made the point that, and how do you pronounce his name? Pagis?
Yes.
I'm not too fond of him because of the way things happen. Okay, let's say you tell me, well, Billy, I'm going to be out next week. Can you take care of the show? Yeah, I got you. And then when you come back, welcome to the Billy Show. You know what I'm saying? And everybody hates Haven. Like, what happened while I was gone? Something had to happen. Something happened while he was gone. And I think that, in my opinion, I could be wrong, Pagis went and turned that team against Chris Mack some kind of way. And you can do that indirectly at times. By the language that you use, you can really create a common enemy without even the students and the athletes even knowing that you're doing that. So the way when Chris Mack came back and everybody was like, dude, he lost the team. Like, how? What happened? There had to be something there.
He wasn't here to lose the team.
Yeah, he wasn't even here to do it. What something had to happen. And somebody was speaking negatively, in my opinion, negatively of him in front of his players.
Well, and Chris Mack and Mike Pagis has coached together long enough that there shouldn't have been that big of a difference in the vocabulary they use during practice, the drills they run, everything.
Yeah, the message should have been the same. Like, what's different? I'm gone for 6 games. What are you doing different than what we've been doing?
Winning.
Well,
besides that,
I was wrong.
I was wrong. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Devin,
we got some more input, y'all. We got Devin the Dudes. What you got to say
What's
about
up?
all this nonsense,
my
Devin?
man's just lounging over there looking
Yeah,
at
he's
it.
maxing, yo.
Laid back in the bed.
Man, straight up.
I know,
man.
right? His feet
Hey
kicked
man,
up.
I gotta stay relaxed. I just recovered from COVID, man.
Man, he brought back the Craftmatic, yo. I didn't even know they still made those, man. Where you get that from?
Nah, but I mean, you definitely can see a little bit of improvements of the team as they're playing better ball as of recent since Mac left. But I haven't got to see as many games as I've wanted to of Louisville this year. So, I mean, of course, I agree with Haven. As the games I have got to see and the spurts I've seen of them play, they do have some very talented ball players. But just with all the turmoil and all the craziness happening right now, it's just too much for some of these athletes, I feel like, on the team for them to prosper how they should be prospering.
You know what? I agree. But let's do this. Let's change the tenor of conversation. Mac is gone. Who should be next man up? I know a lot of Louisville boosters, Louisville's Twitter Nazi, they all want KP, my man Kenny Payne, to come back in, right the ship.
Come back in?
Well, not come. Well, he was a player, so he played playing Crum, the greatest Cardinal coach of all time. I don't care what Rick Pitino fans say. Denny's a much better coach.
Of course, Kenny Payne would have been a coach here too if Rick Pitino didn't alienate all the Crum players when he came in.
And there's also that.
So let me before we go into the into pontificating about who we think should be here. Let me say this. I said it on the air, okay? I said y'all some ungrateful bastards for even wanting to get rid of Rick Pitino and Tom George in the first place. Don't forget that. I said, do you remember I said that? When those words, everybody calling, oh man, they gotta go. It's time to go. It's time for them to go. And now y'all begging for them to come back. That's what you get. When you see what Tom George did to build up the city of Louisville, the city, not just the university, the entire city, and you wanted them gone. Over Katina Powell? How did that work out for you?
Well, it wasn't just Katina Powell. It's also Karen Seifert before that.
No. Karen Seifert was, man, that was history. Over Katina Powell, who is now stealing meat out of Walmart by sticking it down her pants. And ain't even good at that. She gets caught at everything she does. She keeps getting caught stealing meat.
Writing bad checks.
Writing bad checks. Robbing that one guy.
Dentist.
Yeah, the dentist. Dude. This is careful who you worship. That is my saying for 2022. Careful who you worship. You turn on Tom George and Rick Pitino for Katina Powell. And now you begging for him to come back. There you go. So who should you get? Nobody. You don't deserve nobody good. You're ungrateful.
That's harsh, man.
You got legs like baseball bats. Y'all don't know where that's from, do y'all?
That sounds familiar, though.
Color purple? Never mind.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all good.
So who do y'all want?
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. That's who I wanted in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I want, too.
No, it's not. You're lying.
No,
You're lying.
No,
you are lying.
How about I said on Twitter?
No. On
Thank
Twitter
you.
when? Last year?
No, like a month
No.
ago.
What? Months? Okay, months, but not years. When they
Yes.
when they announced, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a college. I don't follow college a lot. I had never even heard the name Chris Mack. I never forget we were on the air that day when
He's
we
like Chris
announced. Yeah, I said, who is he? Oh, he's from Xavier, man. Oh, he took them to the tournament. Really? Do you know how many teams go to the tournament every year?
Right. At that time, they're like the number one seed.
That was
the
his claim.
overall number one seed in the tournament.
Dude, I said, and Mark Jackson interviewed for the job. You remember, I said, okay, imagine your team going from being known for strippers to being known for going to church on Sundays in suit and ties to see their coach preach. Because Mark Jackson is an ordained minister.
Facts.
And he built the Golden State Warriors.
He did.
He played in the NBA for the New
did.
York Knicks.
He was
But-
coach of the year.
Coach of the, dude. But no, we went with Chris Mack.
I'm on the Kenny Payne train.
He's on a pain train.
I'm on the Kenny Payne train.
Tell us why. You got 30. So you know what? Don't tell us why. We got 30 seconds. So I tell you what. Hold that thought till after we go this break, and then you can tell us why you think Kenny Payne should be the man. I'm gonna tell you who I'm hearing.
We're going to hear a little more from Devin, too,
Maybe
man.
the guy. And we'll get Devin. Even though Devin's a rabid UK fan, we'll
Oh,
get
is
Devin.
he?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why is he on
Oh,
here?
let's drop the call.
Oh man.
Oh, you hear that static? We can't. Oh, we're losing you, Devin. We're losing you.
Ah, Devin's the dude. Devin's the dude. That's okay. They're just mad because UK's balling this year. That's all it is. Shreebe is like the greatest player right now in college basketball.
See you after the break.
I'm Avery Harrington, host of Avery Sports Show. Catch us every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Plug Network Online. Stay plugged in. And we are back on Avery Sports Show, man. So, as we teased before the last break, man, we have to talk about next up. Next up. You know, we got to vote for Mark Jackson, and I get it. He has some run-ins.
Well, when did you get
whatever.
on the Mark Jackson bandwagon? Please tell me.
Ever since Chris Mack quit, I was on a Mark Jackson.
So
train.
he,
I'm on Mark Jackson.
So-
Since the job opened.
Since the job opened up, that's my number one dude. To me, it's Mark Jackson. If not him, Kevin Sampson. Proven winners.
what about Shaka Smart?
Kelvin Sampson's too
better.
old.
I don't care if he is old. He can coach.
Shaka Smart done flamed out at a Power 5 school. He's
Yeah.
good right where he's at. He's, he's
go
between, he's right in the middle between Power 5 and low mid-major. He's right there at Marquette. He's right there, Marquette, the VCU where he was at before. He's right where he needs to be. He's in his wheelhouse right there.
So tell us why Kenny Payne's the man.
Because
Why is KP the dude?
that's the guy to unite the city, the school, the fan base, get the boosters back in, He can get the old alumni back in.
You can do that.
That's the guy to bring it all back, to get it back to where we was.
And to piss off UK fans.
Exactly.
Let's go KP.
So I know there's been a whole lot of hype about like Kenny Payne, and everybody's on the Payne train here recently. My only fear is, and I share this with my man Rashawn, is are we hyping Kenny Payne up too much
Overhyping.
for a guy who's never been a head coach?
Yes.
And that's what worries me.
100%.
Yes.
Because he's been hyped up so much, it's like I don't want the dude to fail, or he can't live up to these
Unrealistic
expectations. Because it's going to
I agree.
take him. Even as a great assistant coach, it's going to take him at least a year or two to get acclimated to being the head coach. That's a whole different ball of wax as being the head coach.
Tommy Lloyd's the head coach at Arizona. Ain't never been a head coach before. They're top 10.
I know. Denny Crump did the same thing. He was the heir apparent in UCLA. When he first came here, 78, 79?
Yeah.
I believe he came here and he's supposed to be here 3 or 4 years. And when Wooden retired, he's supposed to go right back to LA. They stayed here and became the coach 80s and early 90s. But
80s.
Yeah, 80s. So he was definitely the coach 80s. But he had a nice little run in the early 90s well before he started to fall off. So, but like that's my biggest fear. So we're overhyping Kenny Payne. He can't live up to expectations, and in 3, 4, 5 years, people are like, let's let him go when he's actually doing a decent job.
Yeah. And I think one of the fears now is that you're not going to get Kenny Payne since we hired this search firm, because this search firm is going to go out and they're going to get every head coach that's already a head coach and start bringing all them in and bring all those lists in to Josh Hurd, and then that's where he's going to start at, and then you're going to probably end up with one of them over Kenny Payne.
And and we have this conversation before, and I've been hearing that one of the guys on the list is Mick Cronin, the head coach of UCLA. Used to be head coach of Cincinnati, one of Rick Pitino's assistants. I gotta hope not. I don't like Mick Cronin. I mean, I know he got to the Final Four, but that was more like luck than skill.
So, Devin, with you being on the outside looking in as a consummate UK fan, what's your take on this?
I'm my choice for you all was Kenny Payne. I mean, Kenny Payne was the guy that a lot of the players like on the team. Calipari's the loud, obnoxious, screaming type coach. Y'all know, of course, because a lot of people hate Cal, of course. But everybody seemed to gravitate toward Kenny Payne. Never a bad word said about Kenny Payne. All of them developed close relationships with him. So I do agree with how he would unite the city, bring back everybody, bring back the atmosphere that Louisville once had before all this turmoil. But, I think he deserves it too. I mean, you couldn't get a better person to be your coach. He'd just tame everything out. I think he's the one to do. And, I mean, if y'all do get him, that'll be, 2 Kentucky coaches y'all taking?
Yeah.
They should make Calipari an offer, in my opinion. And I'm that dirty. If I was the AD, I would do that. I swear I would.
I know you would.
That's just how I roll.
I mean, I get it. I mean, like, every place Kenny Payne has been, the teams have been successful. When he was at UK's assistant head coach, that record speaks for itself. He's with the Knicks. The Knicks look halfway decent for the first time in, like, forever.
Well, because he's great at player development, too. He's a great player development coach. And, we don't have that here right now.
We haven't had that in at least 4 years by my watch. Maybe 5.
Yeah, but hey, here's what I say, man. Dude, y'all will turn on a coach in a heartbeat. They turned on Calipari multiple times at UK when they're on losing streaks, but they end up loving him again once he starts winning again and brings in the top recruited class. I don't know, man. My attitude is just a little different. I always shoot for the stars and hope at the very least to land on the moon. Like I said when we had an opening in the football program, I am the type of person that would make Nick Saban an offer, knowing that he's going to turn it down, but only to put the rest of the country on notice as to this is what our new standard is. We're not shooting for anything less than this now. Once you have a Bobby Petrino and a Rick Pitino, at the same time on top of that, you cannot go down. You can't keep downgrading and hoping to make somebody famous. You got to start going. You're in the game now. So you go after the best of the best. That's my attitude. And Louisville has such a problem. Hell, the whole state of Kentucky has a problem or feeling that way or grasping that concept. You don't downgrade. You got to stay there. You got to get somebody with a name. You got to get somebody that's famous already. And that's just the bottom line. That's the only thing that you can expect is going to keep this program where it needs to be, in my opinion.
It's Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. Hell, there are a lot of people I would go with.
Well, we have to hire Kenny Payne, so DJ Wagner isn't in blue and white next year. He's in red and black.
Who is DJ Wagner?
He's the
DeJuan
Milt
Wagner's
Wagner's grandson, the #1 player in the 2023 class.
Milt
#1 player.
has been talking this dude up. I've talked to Milt about his grandson for a good, like, two or 3 years. Like, Milt's been talking to me about this dude since he was, like, in middle school.
He's bad.
Like,
You
him
know,
being a real deal.
and I hear, and this is again,
Can't
this
recognize his game.
is nothing against, the young man. I've never seen him play, and I'm familiar with him. But year after year, I keep hearing about these kids that are supposed to be the next great thing. We had the young man from over in Indiana that ended up going to IU. I don't even remember his name now. He was supposed to be, the best thing since the wheel. I don't even know where he is now.
He went to IU. That's a career killer right there.
Well, not necessarily.
IU has been good since.
People wouldn't say that
Thomas
Victor Oladipo. He went to IU.
Yeah.
But my thing is, we the same thing we're talking about doing to Kenny Payne, we do it to these incoming students as well and athletes in terms of hyping them up to something they can't live up to. He might be an amazing player, but I wouldn't want to hire a coach just to get a draft to get a signee. I wouldn't do anything like that. But if he is as good as y'all saying he is, it might be worth it. It might be because we can use all the help we can get.
Well, just where the fan base is at now, the hire has to be somebody who's going to get them back out and get them spending money again. And I don't think that's going to be Nate Oates from Alabama or Mick Cronin or
I don't think it's going to be Kenny Payne.
anybody like that.
I think Kenny would have a better shot because one, he's played here. He knows the fan base. He knows the boosters. So for him, it'd be an easier transition to pull the Denny Crum era and the Patino era, all those guys
What
together.
about the young fans?
And
No,
the
none
young
of them.
fans
They
as
have no idea who he is.
Well, now it's in NBA. A lot of guys know who he is.
Well,
Kenny
and,
Payne?
Best coach with the Knicks.
and you got your Milt Wagner out campaigning for him and Junior Bridgman, Daryl Griffith,
I'm all for that.
Taekwon Dean, all of them's out there campaigning for him.
And shout out to my man DeJuan Wheat, man. He's the head coach at IU Southeast now, man. He's doing a great job trying to mold that team into an exceptional program. Shout out to my man DeJuan Wheat, man.
That's a good shout out, man.
Yeah, and
That's powerful.
unfortunately nobody's really mentioning his name, which hell, if we're gonna go that route, man, why not? But anyway, I digress. If it was me, hell, I'd go for Phil Jackson. But don't do that. Don't play with me like that. Don't play with me like that.
So enough about the UK and the coaching search. I mean, you've done the coaching search. How about your Wildcats? The guys are balling, Devin, man. I mean, honestly, this is one of my favorite Calipari teams ever to watch play.
What?
Dude,
Yeah,
stop.
I mean, I like watching them play.
Dude, you going overboard. Name a player on the team.
Swebe, Ty Washington, Toppins. I mean, they were a nice squad, and they play very well together. Like, this team plays very well together. It's like these guys have been playing for years.
Nobody was saying that 3 weeks ago when they were losing. Now all of a sudden they go on a 5-game winning streak, and they had a.
Kentucky's what, fifth? Are they fifth in the nation?
I think they second.
Yeah, we're fifth, but those 2 losses though against LSU and Auburn, they would have never happened if there wasn't for the injuries in the game. Auburn, no shot would have beat Kentucky with Ty not getting out. We were up by 10 before he went out, and then whenever he went out, we just were just walking dead out there. And then Severe gets hurt, even worse. I mean, this is the most confident I've been in a Calipari team since the 2015 Carl Towns platoon squad.
The Twins.
Yeah, it was the Twins, Ulyss, Booker, Towns, Trey Lyles, Dakari Johnson, all of them. Even better than the Monk and Fox team, all those teams between them, this is the best team that we've had. Just because we have a mix of the young talent with like Ty, of course, coming in. And, I mean, Collins has the spurts. Hopkins has had a couple games where he's done a little bit, but I mean, having Oscar coming in, I mean, being in the top 5 and the player of the year easily. And you got Kellen Grady, best shooter in the SEC, maybe even in the nation, because he's just such a pure stroke. We got, of course, Toppin, who's an athletic freak. We got Ware starting to play better. It's just everybody's clicking, and they don't get rattled. Whenever a team comes out and punches them in the mouth, whenever, of course, everybody's healthy, they seem to bounce right back, take the lead, and they don't get shook easy.
Yeah, man, having Sweet Bay in the middle, a guy who's averaging, 15, 16 boards a game? I mean, the man's he's like a young Dennis Rodman, and he scores.
Yeah. And he has some touch. He has a mid-range that's not bad. His shot's a little bit funky, but, hey, it goes in most of the time.
I mean, this is, like I said, this is a fun team to watch because they are scrappy, they're competitive, they play very, very well together. I mean, Calipari has it kind of moving, have a guy in the middle, got 2 good guards. Like I said, I agree with you. I thought Kentucky was going to beat Alabama until Ty went out. They were still competitive, but, you lose the other guard, Severe, and then, once your 2 guards went down, there was no chance you guys winning, but you were still very competitive. I mean, even without your 2 top guards.
I got an idea. How about we talk about it a little bit more after the break, or not? We can move on and talk about something else. But we're up against the clock, man.
I love the hate. You know what? We got another break coming up. Check us back on the other side of the break, the Plug Network. I'm Hayden Harrington, host of Management Sports Show. Catch us every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Plug Network Online. Stay plugged in. Man, welcome back to Management Sports Show. Man, you know what? Let's go ahead. We gave UK the props. But you know what?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know UK was even good this season until like 2 nights. When was their most recent game? No, I'm being serious because I haven't watched. The only UK game I've seen this year is when they played Western in that alternate game that U of L had to back out of because of COVID. I have not seen Louisville play at all this season.
You're not missing much.
No, you're not missing anything.
UK's game this week. I saw the highlights on the news that night, and that's when they're like top 5 in the country, and I think the number 1 or 2 team lost, didn't they? So UK's expected to move up.
Yeah. Auburn got beat by Arkansas.
Yeah, so that's when I found out that UK was as good as they are this season. I'm serious.
Okay,
so,
there you go.
But moving on, I'm sorry.
But move right along. Man, let's talk a little about the NFL, man. What's been going on? So much been going on. The Washington football team finally got a new name after years of consultants. Millions of dollars spent on consultants and surveys and going out to the field.
When you put it like that, that is sad, ain't it?
And they picked a terrible name.
The Commodore. She's a brick in a house. No.
The The Washington Commodores.
Oh man.
Actually, I would be kind of dope with Lionel Richie, the Afro.
Hey, I would love it. I would get behind that. But the Commanders.
Yeah, it's the Washington Commanders.
That is awful.
It is awful.
Imagine them in the boardroom high-fiving when somebody came over there. Yes, that's it.
You know,
right there. The Commanders.
Right now, we got the graphic of them with the new.
Is that real?
With the new mascot.
That's their
lying.
mascot? No way.
That's not real.
No,
is that
their
real?
No, that's not real.
I'm trying to say, are you serious?
That wasn't dope though, right? It was the Washington Cobra
it
Commanders.
wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't be.
I would throw
That'd be-
popcorn in his ass.
But
No.
that'd be dope right there as a mascot, Cobra Commanders.
Nah, I don't know.
Cobra Commanders and mascot, but that would be dope. That'd be much better than Commanders, what they have right now.
I just left at the Washington football team.
Man, right, this.
I know, right?
The Washington Commanders.
The Washington Commanders, that's what we need to keep right there.
Oh,
the
my
Cobra
God. Wait, look at the background pictures. I didn't know this going first.
You know, some Clyde Jordan in the background. Millions of dollars
Oh,
to
my
come up with.
That's what they get. The Commanders. What were the alternatives?
Anything would
There
be
was
better than that.
the Admirals was on there, the Defenders.
It was the
Leave It as the Washington football team was on there.
It was the tail of the Tuskegee Airmen. What are
The Red Tails.
Red Tails. The Washington Red
The
Tails.
Red Tails would have been dope. I like the Red Tails.
That was much better than anything else they have.
Way better than the Commanders.
Dan Snyder, you need to go ahead and go back to Cobra Commanders and mascot. I'm telling you, you need to have Cobra Commanders and mascot. That would be dope. Just have Cobra Commander come on the field with a his tank. And there you go. With Destro, have them all out there. The Baroness, Major Blood, Serpentor, have them come out there too.
You might be on to something.
This I command.
You might be on to something, Haven. I don't know,
I'm
man.
telling you, on a big jumbotron, Serpentor was like, "We're going to win. We're going to beat Dallas. This I command." For the G.I. theme song when they run out.
That is heavy, man. Whoever did that, that's priceless.
It is priceless. They're fighting for freedom. Whenever,
Oh, gosh.
whenever there's trouble, Cobra Commanders.
Oh, my gosh. that is so
What are we
bad.
doing?
Oh,
Where did he just go?
I don't know, dude.
I just took it left, man. Just kept right on going.
Oh, my gosh, the Commanders.
After
That's-
Lionel Richie looking like at halftime. Instead of
oh, my
Instead
gosh.
of Hogs, be a whole bunch of dudes with Jerry curls. Because like Lionel Richie, the Commodore.
Y'all have to do this, Washington, if y'all listening.
You gotta do it. Oh my God, I'll be straight comedy. Oh, I can imagine just half the stadium just as Cobra Commander. Then half the stadium just as old pants and the Commodores with bell bottoms, the whole
And
nine.
capes. You know,
And
the
capes.
Commodores used to wear capes.
Oh God, that would be so. Oh,
I'd watch it.
that would be the most DC thing ever.
I would watch that. I'm sorry. I would watch it. I
I
swear
would buy
would.
tickets. I would buy
would.
season tickets just
Just
to
to
go
go see
watch
it.
Cobra Commander Destro. Oh, strolling down the
I'd at least go
sidelines.
for the first game to watch their
Hell
first
You
game.
yeah.
have to. Like the XFL all over again. This I command. We want a coaching change. This I command.
And then as soon as all that happened, they started playing football, then I'd leave and come home. 'Cause I
would
wouldn't want to
too.
watch the rest of it. That's
I
all
would
I'd want to
too.
watch.
No reason to after that. Oh man. Okay, that's enough of that. That was pretty funny though. But my man Brian Flores sued the NFL for the first day of Black History Month. Brian Flores will probably never ever coach again
No, he's
in the
no.
NFL.
He's
It's like,
got
you know
he's
what?
got to coach in college now.
If that. Because football is one of those tight knit circles.
Yeah.
They'd be at FAMU where
Yeah, and when I first saw the headline, I was like, it's sour grapes. I'm gonna be honest. But then when you started reading into the details of what was going on, man, he has a very legit.
when Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
sent you a
congratulations.
Text the wrong Brian.
Like, wait,
Text about
my
Brian
interview's tomorrow.
I meant the white Brian.
Yeah, sorry. Ignore that.
Yes, I got the color Brian. I mean the black Brian. I mean
Yeah.
Afro Negro Brian.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
what-
talking about, Brian.
Whatever y'all call yourselves nowadays. No, leave me out of this. I didn't do anything. Yeah, it got, yeah, man. Come on, man.
He texted your man 3 days before his interview with the New York Giants. Was like, congratulations on the job. On the interview,
Yeah,
like
that's
tomorrow.
rough, man. That's rough.
I heard you got the job. You got the right Brian?
But I think that's how all NFL jobs go. Everybody knows who they're going to hire. It don't
Of course
matter
they
who.
do.
It don't matter who you interview.
No.
They was interviewing him because they had to
But then you find the details about how he was given incentives to lose.
lose. Yeah,
And then you're
Miami.
getting fired for losing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, wait a minute. How is this real? You know, are you going to fire me for losing, but you're paying me to lose?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So
Hugh
yeah,
Jackson said the same thing in Cleveland. They
in
wanted to
Cleveland,
pay him to lose. He was the bridge guy. He was the guy that destabilized the
right?
roster.
So
And
they
lose,
have
they get
no
draft picks
intention.
and then firing him.
Yeah,
They had no intention helping him win.
no intention of him having a career as your head coach. You know, when you bringing him in for the purpose of losing, he's just a fall guy for your plan, and that has a lot of legs to it. So with that in mind, man, yeah, this is it's likely to get deeper before it's over with.
It will be, and to me, what makes it even worse is that all these guys are getting head jobs. Northington got the job.
What was this at?
All these guys. So like the Broncos hired.
No, I misunderstood what you said.
But what bothers me the most
You
is
said something about head jobs. I was.
you just went straight there, man.
Okay.
Head coaching job.
Oh, never mind. Keep going.
All right. Yeah. So you think about Katina Powell still. That's okay though. In the immortal words of Willie, I'm not gonna,
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna go there. But anyway, yeah, all these guys who had coaching jobs. Yeah, Northington get hired at the Broncos. He's never called a play in his life. Only reason he got the job was because they're trying to get Aaron Rodgers.
That's
to
the only
leave.
reason why he got the
Only
job.
reason he got the job, trying to get Aaron Rodgers to leave Green Bay to go to Denver.
They
whatever.
call it the Steve Nash policy.
Pretty much. They had the mixed race guy.
Oh, the Dolphins hired him to show they're not
McDaniels.
racist
To
for
show not
firing
racist. You know,
Brian Flores.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Devin was chiming. What were you saying, Devin?
McDaniels.
Yeah,
I can't think of
McDaniels.
his first name.
yeah, he was the mixed race guy. Which you wouldn't know until you saw a picture where they had shows his whole family. And I was like, oh yeah, okay.
We got proof.
Yeah,
no, he really is.
He is mixed race. We're not that racist. I do have a black friend. He's right here. You know, but then like the two best candidates keep getting overlooked. Eric Bieniemy still can't get a head coaching job. I mean, you've had, which is crazy to me. The man's been to 4 straight AFC Championship games, won a Super Bowl. Hogan had to come out and say he calls the plays. Had to actually say in a press conference, no, Eric Bieniemy calls all the plays. I don't call the plays. That's him calling the plays.
And they're still like, so.
Can't get a gig.
What
I
are
know,
you
right?
saying?
Because
Like,
because his past 2 offensive coordinators all got head coaching jobs, and they didn't call any plays. They were non-play calling offensive coordinators, and they got head coaching gigs. But Bieniemy can't get a sniff. Same thing with Byron Leftwich to Tampa. Calls all plays. They're like, well, you know, that's Tom Brady. That's why he's so great. Well, hell, Tom Brady got everybody in the NFL that head coaching jobs when he was there. I mean, good Lord. What does the dude have to do to get a head coaching job? That's why I hope Brian Flores just sinks the whole shit. Take him down. Go ahead.
Hey, we
Do what you gotta
tried. You know, we had the NFL by the Nards a few years ago, man, and people kind of let up. You know, this was the post Kaepernick era, and it was more so about showing where your success comes from. It all starts with the fans. If you forget that, we can remind you of that very quickly. And people started, you know, showing up to show out and show who what really mattered. With not watching games, not going to games and things like that. But we let up. You know, the NFL has long been a league of its own that does what it wants to do, and the fans keep letting them do it. So why would they stop?
No, they're not going to stop. I mean, they're the most profitable sports organization in the country. Why stop? I mean, they're so profitable and so big right now. Major League Baseball has been like on a lockout for like months, and nobody even knows. Like,
I didn't know that.
Nobody knows to be on a lockout. Like, and nobody
knew
cares.
that.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry, I didn't. I had no idea.
I didn't until like I was playing on Twitter. I was like, lockout? When this happened? Nobody pays attention to baseball. Nobody cares.
This is baseball season right now.
No, see,
No,
it's
it's
like
almost spring
It's almost
training.
spring training, but nobody cares. They like that spring training be like,
Dude,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
it's playoffs time, NBA. You know, nobody cares. We worry about them like,
But this whole thing with the Giants and them hiring DeBoll and interviewing Flores later after they hired him, I mean, that just shows that they instituted the Rooney Rule, but it's just a show pony thing.
yeah, it's a token. Didn't he get my man Lovie Smith gets the head job of the Texans? We all know it's a token. That's a token hire because who they wanted to hire, was a high school football coach, former quarterback McGowan, never coached it down in the NFL at all. It was just a high school football coach. That's who they wanted to hire as a head coach. And I believe Roger Goodell was like, "Are y'all crazy? Come here for a second.
Yeah.
Man,
What are you doing?
right.
You want to
Yeah.
hire Lovie Smith. We don't want to hire Lovie. You want to hire Lovie Smith.
Well, hey.
Oh yeah, he probably
Yeah, they
brought
can
him on and like,
They,
somebody's hiring a black guy.
yeah,
I don't know. We're gonna draw a name out of a hat or something,
Right.
but somebody's hiring one.
yeah.
That's not fair. I hired one last time. You made us do it last time. We're not going in the hat.
We had
No,
a coach once.
no, we did it last time.
Tony
sick
Dunn's
of
still
it.
available. I'm surprised and hire Caldwell because he's like the token black guy for all the interview for head coaching jobs.
Oh yeah.
That's all he does. Fly around the countries to satisfy the Rooney Rule. He gets paid to interview.
Well, you
Oh,
all
Jim
know
Caldwell. Yeah.
Yeah.
my favorite football coach of all time is Mike Singletary. So I would hire him if I had a team. I'm sorry, especially in college. Y'all know.
Hey, things may change. The Broncos up for sale. The guy who's on BT is
Bob Johnson?
Bob Johnson's one of the guys that buy. But you know what?
The former owner of the Charlotte Bobcats, now the Charlotte Hornets, owned by Michael Jordan.
There you go. You know what? Let's talk about this on the other side of the break because we have to break down the Super Bowl with our main event picks of the day.
We do. We'll see you on the other side. Stay plugged in. Paya.
Seeing 2+2.
2 and 2.
I'm Haven Harrington, host of Main Event Sports Show. Catch us every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Plug Network Online. Stay plugged in.
I'm sorry.
You know what? Let's go back with this.
No, don't do it. Don't
Let's
do
go
it.
ahead. Like who did check off on having the Commanders as like a name?
Everybody had to sign off on that.
Everybody.
Nobody
The
said.
PR guy, the marketing guy, the team president. Everybody had to sign off on the Washington Commanders. But like,
Nobody said, can we think about this for a second now before
Well,
we...
they had a list of 12, and they was like,
The
the Commanders.
Commanders.
That's the best one on there. Has to be.
Oh, my, that must have been a terrible list, I'm telling you.
that must have been a plant from Jerry Jones.
Him in there with a wig and a mustache on.
Turn his mustache. Yeah.
I like the Commanders.
Yeah. Destro. The Commanders.
All right, y'all.
Okay, we gotta stop. We got to go with the main event.
Who they?
I hate that saying, man.
I do, and the chant is even worse. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Who they
The
think
Rams
gonna
are.
beat No.
The Rams are. Because Von Miller and Aaron Donald is going to tear Joe Burrow up.
I mean, there is no doubt Joe Burrow's going to sack about 12 times a game.
Well, let me say this. I took my son up to Cincinnati the day after Christmas, December 26th, to the Ravens and Bengals game. Now,
man,
the Ravens
he was
won.
balling.
No, it was his Christmas gift. like that and a pair of dress shoes. That was it. But
A pair of dresses.
No,
Did you make it wear the dress shoes to the game?
I should have. He still hasn't warm yet.
Is he tap dancing for the tickets? Come on, daddy.
Nah.
Give a sign out front. We'll tap for parking money.
He's 11 years old, man, and he's growing like crazy. And we had to go to his orchestra recital back in November, and he couldn't get his feet in his dress shoes. So, you know, and he probably can't fit these already. He's never even put them on his feet
Man,
yet.
he had to wear them to school, Doc.
Yeah, he's got to wear them. But
Put some pennies in, like little penny loafers.
yeah, right. But so we were expecting it, even with Lamar Jackson being down, and even with Huntley?
Yeah.
That back, he was down even for that game. But it's gonna be a decent game still, because the Bengals are not that good. But the Bengals beat the daylights out of the Ravens, and when we were leaving, the Ravens fans were, giving the Bengals fans getting all the Ravens a hard time, which we love Cincinnati. Cincinnati is one of our favorite cities, me and my wife and my kids. But, what I thought was, well, that's good, because Kansas City's coming to town next week, and y'all going to get y'all payback. Because we're diehard Lamar Jackson / Baltimore Ravens fans because of Lamar Jackson. Now, mind you, Kansas City came to town that next week, and the Bengals put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first quarter, for the whole first quarter, it was all Kansas City, just like the championship game. The whole first quarter was all Kansas City, and then that second, third, fourth quarter was all
Unfortunately,
Cincinnati.
they have them other 3 quarters, right?
It did them in.
I hate these other quarters.
I just want Matthew Stafford to win it because somebody finally got out of Detroit to win a Super Bowl.
Man.
They made Calvin Johnson retire. They made Barry Sanders retire. Matthew Stafford finally got out.
He's good at tattooing his arm that says Dr. Detroit.
I like that.
That's what
Devin, what you think, man? What you thinking about this Super Bowl, man?
Hey, I mean, the easy choice for sure is the Rams, mainly because the O-line's awful and they've got Miller and Donald coming after them. But with that being said, I think that Joe Burrow, a.k.a. Joe Shiesty, does not care about that, and he's going to get it done. I mean, he might as well get it done. He got him there. I mean, of course, he had some great defensive play from the defense, and Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, everybody's helping him. But that man got sacked 9 times by Tennessee, and he still found a way to win that game. I think he's going to do it again this game.
That's dope, man.
I mean, trying to keep Joe Burrow healthy next year is going to be like the hard thing for the Bengals because he can't take that kind of punishment and have any type of career.
He's going to get hit so many times in the Super Bowl, he's going to have his helmet on backwards.
They probably
when me and my wife and my kids are heading up to Cincinnati Sunday to take in the festivities and be there. Of course, the opportunity of being in a city when they actually, if they win, of course, any championship, college, whatever, being in the city.
Are you going to take your kids with you to experience that?
Yeah. We're all going.
You want to take one of your kids, man? What's
no, I don't drink.
I mess with you, man.
No. But no, man.
Like, Marley, we're going to win.
Just catch your Uber home. So, just the idea of being in a city when a championship is won in the city, even if they're not playing there.
Dope.
The possibility of experiencing that. I want to see a car get turned over, a couch get set on fire, something. I want to see something.
West Virginia.
You ain't getting in Lexington.
No, right, that. I'm gonna go up to the Bellevue. We're gonna go up to the Bellevue Overlook and just look at it from a distance. Like I don't want to be in the mix. I just want to watch it.
It's more fun in the mix. You run around with
it depends.
people, raiding Bloomingdale's.
Hey, let's key up this car. No, wait. That's my car. No, please, no.
Key up that one. He's a Rams fan.
Yeah, get him. No, but seriously, man. So we're gonna go up there and take it. They got so much stuff planned in that city for the weekend. Really, it started earlier this week. I've been tracking all of the things going on. Right. So. Louisville, take notes. These are the type of things that we could have going on here if we had any type of pro sports. So there you go.
Well, plus you got to go for the Rams because even though it's hurt, Tutu plays for them. So got to get a former card, a Super Bowl ring.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. But what you shaking your head about, Joe? I mean, Devin. Sorry about that.
Hey, you got the rivalry, man. I can't cheer for him.
Oh, you can't cheer for Tutu. But here's my thing. Let's not overlook the Vegas aspect of this. Everybody's pulling for thinking the Rams are going to win. So that's where most people's money is going to be.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And Vegas is not going out like that, okay? We have all seen somebody running down the field. I'm talking about with the closest player behind them is 20 yards back, and they get to the 1-yard line and run out of bounds on purpose. Have you ever asked yourself why?
Oh, for that spread.
Yeah, for that spread, exactly. Because that earpiece in there, no, wait, don't do that.
Fall.
Right.
Dive.
If anybody think, So you got to be careful about that, man, because so many people are gonna have their money on LA that I would not be surprised at all if Cincinnati wins this thing.
LA barely beat the horrible San Francisco. I'm not gonna call San Francisco horrible because they made it to the NFC Championship game, but I mean the Rams have weapons, but they just don't use their weapons like all the time. It's just kind of weird.
Now the Rams used to have a black coach. What happened to him?
What happened to all the black coaches? They get fired.
Oh yeah.
That's what happens to them all. Only one left is Mike Tomlin. He's been left for 15 years.
they sabotaged him and got rid of him. Look, a kid of cocaine. You gotta go.
What?
I didn't do that. Oh, sorry, you gotta go.
Yeah, whatever. You're fired. Give us off his coordinator.
And give me back my cocaine.
This, I command.
That's Haven's new catchphrase.
It is.
He's gonna say it like 15 times a show from now on.
Every show be like this. I may come in dressed as Cobra Commander all season. I'm gonna come dressed as
Donate to our show. This is our command.
I come in dressed as Cobra Commander. The whole show just be like, yes. Cowboy fans, you think you can beat the greatest is the Washington Commanders? No.
I used to run on that.
He's the weather dominator. You'll never make it out.
Oh my God. Devin, don't quit us, man. Please. We need you, Devin. Don't quit us, man.
You know what? We got like 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Let's get our pick segment in.
Oh, I love it.
I know,
That
right?
is so dope.
That's so dope.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have to find it for the next show. I'm definitely gonna find like a GI Joe snippet so we can just play.
Oh, God.
So we just play the theme song.
Yes, sir. I'll start this off, man. Listen,
Joe Burrow.
they got La Rosa's Pizza and Grippos to come out of Cincinnati. I'm Cincinnati all day. Greatest ice cream, Skyline and Gold Star Chili, Montgomery Inn. How can you vote against a place like that?
You know what? He had me at Grippos.
Right, exactly.
He had me at Grippos.
Especially the cheese curls, the Grippo cheese curls. How y'all had the Grippo popcorn?
They have Grippo popcorn?
The new Grippo popcorn.
Was that crack? They sprinkle crack on it?
Yes,
to make sure
it's
you
got
can eat
the
it.
barbecue yeah, whatever you want to call it. Amazing.
Sprinkle with cocaine just to make sure
Right.
you come back for more. Columbia's finest.
Give me back my cocaine. I'm sorry. No, I'm seriously going with Cincinnati because I want them to win. I don't even know the line. I think they're a 3.5 point underdog.
Yeah.
You know, and LA being at home, which that doesn't happen but every so often. You know,
Twice
they say
in like 2 years.
it's automatically a 3-point advantage for being at home.
But the Bengals are the actual home team, so the Rams have to leave their locker room and go to the visitors' locker room.
Oh, is that right?
And the Bengals get the Rams' locker room.
Is that right?
Yeah, because they're the home team.
Very interesting. How do you like that?
Hey, honestly, though, from watching that last game with the 49ers, when they played the 49ers, there was like more 49ers fans than LA. Like, there's like no LA fans Rams to watch them play at home.
So
Yeah.
sincerely, with the Rams
crazy.
being at home, they say you typically get a 3-point, bump for being at home. So in other words, it's probably going to be a close and good game. But I'm pulling for the Bengals.
Devin, what about you, buddy?
Hey, I think it's going to be a good game as well. But as the outcome in most of the games in the playoffs this year, I think that Shooter McPherson, the rookie kicker, is going to get it done again.
All right, we got a score.
Let's go with 27-24.
All right.
I'm going Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, OBJ, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Von Miller.
That's the lineup, boy.
It is. It's an all-star team.
35-21.
Man. That's
Rams.
dope. Rams. You know what?
Do it for 2-2, Matt Stafford.
Dude, with that team, they got to do like a
Super Bowl shuffle.
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah, do something
I'm
like that.
serious.
Something.
That's what I was about to say. I
Yeah,
swear.
the Commodore capes on. And go out there and start-
Don't start, dude. Please give your pick.
Rams.
Dude,
I know, I'm done. You know what? I'm going to say this. Rams fans, you think that you can win at SoFi Stadium with our weather dominator and our blackout devices and Destro, the bareness coming to town? I'm going with the Bengals. The Bengals are going to win.
He's
by
riding home with
3.
me. This
I
dude
am,
is
right?
riding home with me. I got to deal with this. All the way up to his house, we got to do this. I'm rolling the windows up, I swear.
Joe Burrow, get it done, big guy. I know you get sacked like 25 times. It'll be okay. Pull yourself up. You can do it. Bengals by 3. Give me the Bengals. And thanks for tuning in to the Main Event Sports Show. We'll be here on the Plug Network next Thursday. Check us out.
Yes, indeed. Stay plugged in.
This I command. I'm Hagen Harrington, host of Main Event Sports Show. Catch us every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Plug Network Online. Stay plugged in.